Hello and welcome to EDFL Web TV Good Friday Preview Edition. Just a brief episode this week as we look ahead to the first two games to get the Essendon District Football League season underway. My name's Pellizzeri, joined by Adem Saricaoglu. Adam, we've got games in Strathmore Community Bank Premier Division where Strathmore takes on Keilor, and Essendon Ford Division 1 where it's the Sugar Gum Cup between Taylors Lakes and Hillside. Let's start in Premier, the third time these two have gone head-to-head on Good Friday, and you were there 2 years ago. It was one of the great EDFL occasions. Hard to get a parking spot, so be warned, take plenty of time to get to Lebanon Reserve because the ground will be packed given the profile of these two teams and the popularity of Good Friday footy around the EDFL.
And carpool if you can, because you're right, Tayo, it's going to be pretty hard to get around the suburb of Strathmore and around Lebanon Reserve on Good Friday. So, yeah, make sure you get down there early because they're not only other spectators, but I'm sure there'll be plenty of media as well, newspaper and us and whatnot. So, be aware of that is for sure. Look, it was a great occasion 2 years ago at Lebanon Reserve as well. Last year, it's the reopening, I suppose, of Joe Brown Oval at Keilor, and that was a big occasion as well. So, glad that these two clubs have stuck at it, and this is now, you're right, the third year now of Good Friday football. It is a massive occasion, a great way to get the season started, so very much looking forward to this game, Teo, and you know what, two finalists last year as well, so it's going to be a high-profile game. There's going to be a lot of people there. So, if you are a pundit and a fan of Premier Division, get down there.
The other burning question, Adam, is will Scott West be playing? Because, of course, he did the full pre-season at Strathmore, played on limited minutes in some of their practice matches, and a massive 7 or 8 years after his AFL retirement, he could potentially be playing in Strathmore Community Bank Premier Division. Of course, he's got to be in the best team and he's got to be selected for the game, but that could be an exciting twist that would bring even more fans to Lebanon Reserve to check out the former Bulldog superstar.
It could be, Teo. I've got no mail. You're the one at EDFL headquarters.
I've got no mail as well.
Okay,
so
you're the one here day in, day out, so you'd probably have a better word than I do, so we're not sure. Look, I'd be surprised if I do see him. You never know. Obviously. Age is obviously a big factor now. You can't just walk into an EDFL side, no matter how big your reputation is, no matter how much you're able to achieve at AFL level. When you are pushing 40 or perhaps even beyond 40, I'm not exactly sure what his age is, but when you're around that age, you can't walk into an EDFL side necessarily and expect to dominate or even have a massive impact. So you've if he does come in, hopefully he is fit enough. Obviously, we know he's good enough, skill-wise and all that sort of thing. But hopefully he is fit enough to be able to have an impact if indeed we do see him. But I do stand by that you can't just walk into a side, especially a side as good as Strathmore, and be able to have a massive impact straight away.
And when you pick up the football at the ground, you'll see the team lists and you'll see way up in the nosebleeds number-wise, above 70, Jared Keisha, the former Carlton player, and James Polkinghorne, the Strathmore junior who played almost 100 games for the Brisbane Lions. Both of them have nominated Strathmore as their home club, but they have VFL commitments and as yet no word on whether or not they'll be available to play on Good Friday because all the VFL teams are in pre-season of their own at the moment. At the time of shooting, we don't know, and I'd be fairly sure that maybe even Strathmore wouldn't know until very late in the piece. But Adam, you're tipping Strathmore. I'm tipping Strathmore. I think the reigning premiers will certainly be facing a huge fight, though, against Keilor, and it's going to be a very entertaining start to the Strathmore Community Bank Premier League season. And the other game on Good Friday is the Sugar Gum Cup, the second edition between Taylors Lakes and Hillside. It's the first time this match will have been played at Lionheart Reserve as well. Hillside got the win last year. It was very important at the start of the season for them, Adam, to take a win off a team that ended up in the top 4 because it really did keep them above the relegation scrap for much of the year. And even at the time, we thought, oh, hang on, Hillside's legit. They, I think, won 2 of their first 4 up in Essendon Ford Division 1, and that was one of the ones that really got our attention. So they'll rise to the occasion for this one, and Taylors Lakes, of course, a team that made finals last year. Safe to say that Sam Tankard, their coach at the season launch, was very mindful of the fact that we both predicted them to perhaps decline down the table in our Web TV preview series. So Taylors Lakes will be out to prove a point, although I suspect that they start underdogs in this one.
I think so too, Teo. And look, the massive storyline of this game, let alone the fact that it's Taylors Lakes and Hillside, massive rivals in their own right, playing on Good Friday. We've got Steve Burns first up. Such a great coach for Taylors Lakes, Essendon Ford Division 1. Took them to promotion, obviously, a couple of years ago. he's defected and he's now at the crosstown rival, and his first ever game as the Sharks coach is against his old boys at Taylor's Lakes. I mean, it does not get any better than that. The script has already been half written. Obviously, the second half of that book will be written first bounce on Friday, so I cannot wait for this game of football. And I tend to lean towards your feelings as well about how it's going to play out. I'm liking Hillside in this game so far. I like who they've brought in. And I'm not sold on Taylor's Lakes just yet. I know what the comments were at the season launch, but they've got to prove it on the field first, Taylor's Lakes, before I'm willing to, I suppose, put them into the top 4 calculations.
I guess the one thing, I haven't been across Taylor's Lakes pre-season results in some of the scratch matches, but Hillside, I understand, got a bit of a wake-up call with one of the results, albeit with a significantly weakened team. Back at full strength with some of the flashy new recruits to show off. Rocky Ferraro and Matt Stocko in the forward line. Ismet Akok, who we've given a massive rap to in this pre-season series based on how he went for Roxburgh Park last year. They're all going to hopefully be there and putting on a good show, and for that reason I am tipping Hillside. It wouldn't surprise me if Taylor's Lakes, maybe wanting to come out and prove a point and say, hey everyone, don't forget we're perennial finalists at this level and we haven't lost many, we've added a few, you need to show us a bit more respect. It wouldn't surprise me at all if Taylor's Lakes came out and gave the division a reminder that they are still a team to be reckoned with, but my tip is going to be Hillside. Adam, have the last say. Who are you tipping in Essendon for Division 1 in the Sugar Gum Cup?
I'm going to go for Hillside by a kick. Hopefully it's a great game.
Well, that's it for EDFL Web TV this week. We'll have Claire Varley back next week and a wrap of Good Friday and a full preview for the rest of Round 1. In the meantime, if you haven't checked out the EDFL Web TV preview series, make sure you click through to the EDFL YouTube channel. Every club, all 27 of them, with their own individual preview, the key signings, the key departures, and a little bit of analysis and opinion as well. So check it out, and we'll see you back here on the EDFL YouTube channel next week.
This will be my monument.